Sometimes I don't know the story until it's over. Sometimes the story starts to manifest itself as the piece comes together, and then it starts to show me the direction that it wants me to go. I start with all these different shapes, and I kind of lay them all out on my digital canvas, and then I just start moving stuff around. I am Dafri. It's a wordplay meaning to dance free. It was a vision that was given to me by my Heavenly Father. When I was asking, I said, what are you doing with me? What are you doing? And he told me I needed some color in my life. As I started doing paintings, I kept seeing textures. I kept seeing I don't like flat surfaces. You know, I want my paintings to be able to be touched, and you can feel the grooves and fabrics and all of these things. I want my pieces to be interactive, even if you can't touch them. There's something that's interactive and playful about them, and that really just stimulate the eye to where you just start here, but every time you look at this piece, you're finding something new. Okay, this piece is actually called Disneyland. Whoever this little girl is, she's always wanted to go to Disney World. She feels like that her parents aren't listening, and she's already told them that she wanted to go, and they never said anything. And then all of a sudden, Dad comes and knocks on the door, and he comes in and he was like, I have a surprise for you. And then she's like, what is it? And he was like, I'm taking you to Disney World. And this is her expression when she got the news that she was going. We caught the moment right before she pretty much loses her mind, because she's gonna get to go meet Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. There's something very therapeutic about doing this digitally, but also moving into the practical application of cutting out pieces of paper, the sound of paper, the sound with the X-Acto knife cutting, the precision that you have to do, gluing it down, ripping things away, all of those type of things just kind of becomes melodic. It's pretty nice, yeah. The narratives typically start in the moment. When you look at my collages, it's like you just took a snapshot of a moment in time. They almost are kind of like candid shots, if you will. Anytime somebody says, you know, well, what does this mean? I always say, well, what does it mean to you first? I want to see what you get out of it, and then I'll tell you from the artist standpoint how this piece came to be. Growing up Black was not easy. And so now I'm into a self-employment situation, right? And it's easy to get off track and paint or create what you think the audience is gonna want. That might be okay for somebody, but for me, I have to be true. And my experiences come out in my work, my life comes out in my work, my community, you know, comes out into my work, and I have to trust that people will find beauty in that. Dafri is a vibe. Okay, I'm a vibe. And not everybody meshes with that, and that's okay, but I'm still a vibe. And so my space needs to be an extension, number one, of who I am and what I stand for, which is love, which is community, which is openness. I want everybody, when they walk through the door, I want them to leave not the same way that they came in, regardless if they purchased anything or not. And that's part of my ministry. You just never know what people are walking into that space with. And if there's something that I can do as a human being to make that few minutes of your day a little bit better, it's a good day for me. art is not just meant for the wall. I believe all of us are works of art. I can prove that because I put it in my collage pieces. My collage pieces are mainly people's features. People are beautiful. All shades, all colors. I don't just put African Americans into my collages. Most of my collages start off as black and white images because I want you to be able to find yourself somewhere in there. With that type of thought, I can't just keep that to myself because I know I'm not the only one that needs that healing. So I want to span. I want to get out. Kentucky is always going to be home. It always will be. I love it as a home base, but we got to get out to some other places, some other states, some other countries. What I want to challenge people to do is when you look at these pieces, look at it as a whole first. Because there's going to be a lot of elements in there, a lot of textures, a lot of different objects and things, but step back and look at the narrative.